Hey guys, so we're still catching up on our videos from North Carolina. So I am in this video, I am starting the layout at the one side. Like I said in the last video, I've got to start at each side and meet in the middle so that everything's proportional and looks like it fits. We don't want to squeeze any sections in. So in this video, we start at the far side in the pre-built section, and we're going to start building our L out, putting track on the L, feeding the wires down, and starting to fill in the back portion of the layout, because really I can't work on the L, which is my main goal, until the entire back of the layout is completed. You know, you work from the back to the front, back buildings, back streets, back life. There's details, there's people and cars that need to go in. Those buildings need to be lit. You know, these layouts are really a can of worms. You know, I was hired to build an L and get it operating, automated with a subway type of system. And as you can see here, I'm doing a lot more than just the L. But I'm not complaining. This job's fun. Anyways, let's go get to the video. Okay, so like I said, we gotta start extending the L onto this table and putting tracks onto it, gluing them down. So I'm soldering feeders to the tracks right now, and I'm painting the wires so that you can barely see the color of the wires going down to the table, because that would be a magic killer. You know, there's certain things on this layout that if you seed them, they'd destroy the magic. The smoke and mirrors would disappear, and you know how it was done. So you got to paint the wires going down. You got to cover these little details to make sure that the layout looks great. I'm just plain using the drill to drill a hole through the layout and pop the wires through. Later on, I'll come back around underneath the table and label those wires with a piece of masking tape. So after the tracks are onto the L, I have to glue them down. And actually, this is one of the mistakes I made during this build, and I hope to pass this on to you guys. Elmer's glue is not the same kind of glue as what I use in weld bond glue. Weld bond glue is kind of like it stays flexible. It doesn't dry hard and crispy. It dries perfectly clear, just like Elmer's, but that doesn't make it the same type of glue. Where weld bond will stick, will reach into the pores of styrofoam. It doesn't look like this Elmer's glue does that kind of thing. Elmer's glue kind of looks like it's an emulsion on top of a piece of foam. And, you know, that's the same thing for the plastic track ties on a micro-engineering flex track, where weld bond would penetrate the plastic and hold it down. Awesome. This Elmer's glue really turned out to be a pile of shiza. Anyways, George, cue the music. biggest piece of advice that I could share with you today is to stand back and take a look at your layout. Avoid thinking of the plan and kind of think to yourself, what works here? In this section that I'm eyeing up right now and measuring up is the hospital grounds. Up on the carnival layout over there is the hospital diorama that I built back in Canada. And just measuring it out to make sure it'll fit in our location. And as you can see on the base, there's a 1-inch foam sitting there, so I'm gonna have to prop this hospital property up on a 1-inch foam base to make that look nicely, and I'll make that transition down to the bare table after the hospital. So that's gonna be a transition that happens after. It's important. These levels are important to keep on the straight and narrow, because this is a magic killer. Getting your levels incorrect is something, it's just going to destroy the scene. I wouldn't be building model railroads today if I didn't have ADD. And this little cafe, no, it is something else. Totally lit on the inside, people on the inside, total life. Oh, where was I? Nothing set in stone in this plan, this layout plan here. And like I said in earlier videos, I want to do angled streets. So I'm constantly going to be plopping buildings in here and there just to get a feel of the skyline. There's our 1-inch piece of foam. Get a feel of how buildings do the up and down. Like if you think of a city as a silhouette where you can't see the buildings, they're all black splotches. You look at those buildings against the skyline at night and you can see, like, Toronto, Canada, you know what it looks like. It's got the CN Tower there with the financial district. New York City, the same thing. St. Louis, you got the same thing. You see that arch, you know what city you're in. Oh, look, we've got another building to build. George, cue that music. So there's something about these buildings that I have been doing. These CMR buildings aren't really the most necessary to do this in, but I've got this on video and I'm just going to talk about it here. In these CMR buildings, they've got printed sheets for their windows. You can't really see through them because they're printed pieces of paper. However, I'm putting another piece of paper in the back to further diffuse the light just a little bit. There's many ways to diffuse LED light, but using thick printer paper is my go-to material. So all I have to do is tape two pieces together, tape them inside the structure, and then Bob's your uncle. Plop an LED in there and I'm good. So that brings us to the end of another episode. I hope you're enjoying these. I really wish to have a lot better content in these final videos, and I do have some good content for the final automation videos. It's just that I have to get rid of this old stuff. I just got to follow the plan through. Modeling has some endearing traits involved with it, and persistence is the most important of them all. Don't let anybody tell you it's patience. It's persistence. Anyways, if you like these videos, please comment on them. They really make me feel like I'm doing something right. If you have friends in the hobby, please share these videos with your friends. Maybe they'll like it. Maybe they'll want to complain. Show them my email address if they want to complain. I love that stuff. I love it. Anyway, talk to you later, guys.